Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers, and we are deep in my little cavern in the asteroid, walking on our mining ship here. We're getting ready to set up a base, as we are going to be space dwarves, because why the hell not? So that is not main entrance with a question mark anymore, that is main entrance. This is going to be my base. Alright, so what I have done, and we're going to do a trick here with some projectors to start out with. So let's grab a battery, a projector, and a seat. Flight seat will do fine. Now I probably don't have enough stuff to get all of these placed down right away. We'll place this like so. The one with the two ones is forward, and one with a 4 is up, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll put forward into here. We'll put the seat right here, and we'll just slap down the battery temporarily somewhere here. Well, I need another steel plate. Alright, let's go grab some stuff. The idea being is that I have set up some frames so that I can build out hallways and stuff like that without having to manually place everything all the time. So we'll grab 100 steel plates. Also, I should see, let us not enough, that's fine. We will queue production for a battery and the projector and the seat. And when I'm done explaining this, all that stuff should be ready and we'll be able to build it. Unfortunately, this whole big ship here doesn't fit in the hole. But that's okay. We'll make some exterior docks for it soon. But we'll use the jump jack to pull the materials in and use its build and repair to get everything built. So, coming back down here to the sapper, we've got these things. I'll slap down the battery. And of course, in the future, we can always disconnect this battery from where it is and put it somewhere else, as we do have the ability to detach it. So, the idea being, we're going to take these blueprints I have, and I've named them frame, and also have their sizes on here. And these are just bare hallways that have nothing in them. And it's just light armor blocks, but they're going to act as a guide for me. So we're going to, I think, first, we should do the 7x6x50 long. Because the 7x6 is, like, 6 being the floor, then 4 blocks, then the roof. So 4 block width. When we do that, a 4 block width is just perfect for an airtight door if we place the doors like such. Because it's block, and then it's 1, 2, going upwards for the airtight door. So that is going to be perfect. And that way we can have a airtight door right here at the entrance, opening and closing as we get into it. So, let us go grab that stuff that we need to do that and build that up real quick. It shouldn't be that difficult here. Let's just deposit everything. Come on. How are you doing for production? You need iron and nickel. Now, looks like we have enough motors, so let's cancel those. So we really just need the power cells, which we need some nickel and some iron. We most likely have enough iron, as I've been processing a lot of iron. Yes, we have tons of iron. We need nickel. Okay. So to get nickel, we just, at the moment, need to process stone, because we don't have any other sources of nickel. So I am going to go, that's everything I need for projector, everything I need for the seat, and, or alternatively, we could Ah, no, we need a little bit of power on the station just to kickstart it, to use it for later. So I am going to get this stuff welded up. I'm going to get a little bit of stone and feed it into the prospector to get it processing. And I will come back once I've got this all powered up and functioning. And there we go. Successfully withdrew items we need to make the battery. So now, mining carriage. Thankfully, that's not something that should attack me, so you probably don't have to worry. We can plug this battery in here, get it fully welded up, and we have a power. Excellent. Okay, so the idea being, I'm going to pop onto the seat. We have this projector, so let's go to toolbar 1 and we'll put on all of the different offsets. And toolbar 2, we'll put on all the different pitching and yawing and rolling and such. What am I at? I'm at that one, and then the 2 rolls. Awesome. So I have every way I can conceivably manipulate this projector. Then for the blueprint, we're going to grab one of that frame, the 7x6x50. We're going to copy it in, and it's a wall. Obviously, this needs to be rotated. So we're going to pop into the spectator camera, and we're going to take a look at how this fits into the space. So we can see here that we actually do have a fair amount of space when it comes to this here. We have a whole bunch of room until we hit the edge of the asteroid over there. But what we want to do is rotate this into the right position. So that doesn't seem relevant. Okay, there we go. That is definitely lining up that way a bit. So now we can go into group 1, and now we can line this up. I believe this needs to come down 1, just like that. Okay, good. Now that is lining up with the floor. And centered on the floor that I have, at least. Very good. And then we just slide it into the asteroid here, leaving, I would say, just that exposed is going to be perfect. And now what I can do is I can leave that on, showing the projection, and I can go and mine this out with the sapper, not needing to worry about running off course. So we'll grab the sapper, and I can just go in and I can just start working. Although, shall I left click or shall I right click? This will be a big debate. Right click to go fast and just work on getting stuff out of the way, or left click and get these materials. I probably want to left click and get a lot of these materials here, but we'll most likely be doing that with different sets of pistons and things, with drills on the pistons, as I could set things up where I have pistons and then like a wall of drills, and then I could drill back into there and get some extra space. That is going to be useful, but I don't think it's going to be useful yet, as we're just getting started on this little base here. We will eventually have a massive dwarf-style base up here in this asteroid. In the meantime, we can just go to town mining it out. Also, something we could do is use, there's like an auto miner script that's like Pam's autopilot or something like that. I'm not that familiar with it, but we could set it up and just, you know, denote its area as one of the tunnels, and then just say, hey, you, dig that tunnel, and just let it go, and it'll be able to get everything done for me. But at least this way, with the guides, I can know that if I'm, say, down at the far end of a tunnel like this, I'm not actually cutting out things that are too deep. I can, you know, pop into the spectator and look around, and I can see, oh, okay, so that's where I am, you know? I'm just getting going into this thing. Now, I don't think I'll go the entire length, because that's 50 blocks long. This being sort of Hangar Bay 1, and then I'll move it over and make Hangar Bay 2 sort of thing. But this being the center of where the base will be, I don't know, maybe 10 or so blocks long? Maybe that's all I'll need for the majority of my small ships. Whatever it takes for ships like the Sapper here to fit in nicely, because all the big ships will be docked outside. So it's just all the little ships that need to be in here. But yeah, I think I've got a fair amount of work ahead of me, and what I really need to do is something that Splitsy does in his videos, and I absolutely love it, is he sets up a second character in the game, like hosts it as a local multiplayer, and then has like a laptop or something with a second version of the game running, where he sets a character to just stand there and record a video. So he can have like a third person and do a whether it be like a montage of the work of digging something out like this. God, that'd be amazing to do. I must figure out how to do that without having to actually purchase an extra copy of Space Engineers. There must be a way to do that. So if you guys do know, you can let me know of how to do that. But let's see. This base is going to have 12 days of power holding up that projection, so that is more than enough. In the meantime, I'm more than likely just going to run off of ice, and since I have some ice right here, so I can put some like hydrogen engines temporarily on this base as soon as I get some stuff sort of worked out from it. But yeah, I have a fair amount of stuff to work on here, which the majority I'll do off camera. In the meantime, now that you know how I'm going to set that up, I think we need to go scout the local area, because there's a few asteroids nearby that I believe are begging to be scouted for resources. As if I could get some uranium, that would be very nice, and also some more easier sources of the basic materials. I know this asteroid here has iron, but if I could find some nickel and cobalt and stuff like that in these local asteroids, it would make life easy. So I think we're going to head to that asteroid cluster. Of course, we'll just grab the jump jack. We'll take it because it is our baby. And oh, this isn't an asteroid cluster far in the distance. This is just a bunch of little rocks right here. Gee. Well, and that was our long trip to that asteroid cluster. Okay. I'm not picking up anything on my my ore detector should be on, right? Ore detector max range and on, yep. So I guess nothing. Well, let's go pick up some unknown signals then, as we figure out where we want to do a little bit of scouting. Okay, so there's an asteroid there and there, one down there. Of course, there's the moon. We could always go back, as it's just 40k away, not too terribly far. But we'll go there after we get back from the unknown signal. Ooh, there's a cluster there. We can get that on our way back. We'll make ourselves a little trip here as we visit all these places. Unknown signal. And whoa, Jesus. You almost hit that thing. God, these things can come up at you really fast when you're in space. And what do you got? Special content. Prisoner boots. Alright. Don't start spinning. Hey, money! Hey. Oh yeah, I gotta set it to me. There we go. Money and an enhanced drill. Alright. Eat it up. Build and repair. And of course we gotta paint it up. And now build and repair. We'll eat it up. And we'll auto dampener to it. So it's nice and close for build and repair to eat it. Ah, beautiful. Let's drop off our stuff. And almost done. Come on. I suppose I could theoretically grab that with my landing gear and carry it with me as we're going. And build and repair would eat it? I don't know if that would work. But that would be kind of interesting. Off we go to asteroid cluster. And since we're going 250 meters a second, we can get there pretty quick. As the game really doesn't like it when you go this kind of fast. All of the distances are meant for when you can only go 100 meters per second. And so the fact that you can go 250 when, or faster if you put on specific sets of mods, it doesn't like that. So normally, if this was 100 meters per second, I'd just cut this out because it would take me a good, minute to get to this thing. But since it's not going to, we can just continue rambling about some unrelated thing, semi-related, and look, we're here. That is actually a skill that I have learned from making YouTube videos, is the ability to extend a conversation and extend a topic for an extra little bit of time if things aren't, sort of turning out how you wanted to in terms of timing. Like, this is taking an extra 20 or 30 seconds, how can I just keep my mouth flaps moving and keep everybody happy? Platinum! I saw you, Platinum. Don't you dare escape from me. Oh, ooh, Cobalt too. Where are you? I know you're here. Platinum! Okay. So, new from current position. Kanajashi 1. Oh, that's a bad one. Okay, Kanajashi 2 is space. Plat. I guess I should just do PT because that's what I've been doing. Platinum. Oh, absolutely wonderful. And there's Cobalt somewhere else in here. Cobalt is up here. Oh, all nice and safe. There we go. There we go. Oh, I see it. There is that blue little vein of wonderfulness. DPS, new from our position. We've got space. CO. Cobalt. Oh, life is already being wonderful. So, in the last episode, I asked you guys about what I should do for this playthrough. Like, what should be my end-all, be-all? And several people were saying that I should make, like, a Death Star-like thing. Like a giant ship. Or I should take my asteroid and, like, completely militarize it. Like, weapons sticking out of it everywhere. And I think that sounds awesome. So I think that's going to be the goal, is to make a ship bigger than my asteroid. Oh my, more platinum? I thought platinum was supposed to be rare. I guess I'm just getting lucky. Joyous. And more cobalt. Ow. Bump into the platinum here. More from current position. I'll just find that spaced PT. And put it there. Excellent. So it looks like we're definitely going to have to come back to this area to do some mining. And the platinum on the other side. No, the platinum. There is the cobalt. Yeah, it's a nice big patch of cobalt. Now, this kind of patch here is the kind of patch that the prospector can process. Because it could come right up to this and then just slurp it in without having to go through another ship, which is excellent. It doesn't look like there's anything else on that one, so off to the next one. So yeah, we'll make a giant ship. We'll make like a we can make like a Death Star, but considering that we don't really have very good curved items in this game, I'm thinking I should make a Borg cube. like a full-scale Borg cube. Like, what are they supposed to be, like 1 kilometer cubed, right? I mean, in this game, a block is 2.5 meters. So that would be a pretty big thing, you know, nevertheless. Okay, what would that be mathematically? Like, I should be able to do this in my head. A kilometer would be, you know, divided by 2 would be 500 meters. The extra 0.5 would be like 400 something blocks in every direction. And just make this giant Borg cube. First, I must confirm that they're 1 kilometer cubes. That's just something that just popped into my brain. I was like, that sounds right. But I'm thinking a giant Borg cube. And then we'll cover it in the interior with like hallways and hangar bays and all sorts of industry, and then internal thrusters. That way you don't see a single thruster on the outside. Like just giant internal thruster bay in the very center of it. And just make it absolutely wonderful. Then coat it with turrets and various rotor turrets and all these sorts of guns. And then just take it up against every single bad thing that could ever happen. Like, the only reason I don't have some particular like spawning mods right here is that I was having some difficulty with the economy in getting them to spawn both the economy stations and the like modular encounter stations. And so once I'm sort of done and I've built that thing, I could put on like every single different types of modular encounter and just like take on infinite orcs with a giant not Death Star, Borg cube of power and destruction. And I think it'll be absolutely amazing. I'm actually starting to get excited about that, just thinking about it. So let me know if you think that building a giant Borg cube would be cool. Let's see. Anybody here? Any materials? More platinum! What the hell? I am a lucky duck, it seems. Come here, platinum. Now, where are you? Are you, like, inside this thing? I guess. I guess you are inside this thing. Alright, well, I'll just... Whoa, okay, didn't want to run into you there, but we'll just put another thing here. Do from current position to another piece of platinum in space. Because we can. And I think this is the last sort of asteroid in this little cluster. And then we'll head off to another cluster. What is that? Fucking more platinum. What is with this? Oh, jeez. Almost ran into that full speed. What is with this particular area? Why the hell is there, like, infinite platinum? And did I damage that? Good, I didn't. Didn't hit it hard enough. Now, if I find platinum on this little asteroid as well, I'm gonna, like, just cry. There's been some playthroughs where I just can't find platinum. It just doesn't exist. And then now I found, like, you know, 6 freaking deposits in this one asteroid cluster. Ooh, flying through the asteroid. Whee! Although the one thing I haven't found yet, at all, from any place, is uranium. So somewhere out there has got to be some uranium. No idea where yet, but somewhere. Although knowing my luck, I'm going to like come around the corner here and there's going to be a huge patch of uranium. And it's just going to be like, oh, well, the fuck? Sort of thing. It's like, when did that get there? But, alright. So I am going to do a little bit more scouting here. Let's see, where is the base? The base is there, 16K. So, I think we want to start heading back to the base a little bit. But we can bounce around. We'll go to this one here. We'll turn off our backwards thrusters, get ourselves up to speed as we tick off from there. And we'll go visit that one on our way back. Which shouldn't take us very long. It was kind of funny. I was approaching this asteroid, and there is this dark patch on the surface, which is the shadow from this little asteroid bit right here. However, I couldn't see this little asteroid bit when I was approaching, and so I saw that dark spot, and I'm just like, oh, is that a big spot of uranium? Oh, and I got really excited, and then it turned out to just be a shadow. It's like, god damn it. It's like, you stupid little asteroids getting my hopes up, and then taking them away with your damn shadows. Ooh, this is dark. Oh, jeez. That be the asteroid. Let's not run into it. I mean, even if I did damage the jump jack a little bit, I could repair it now, because I do have the materials, but I don't want to. It's expensive to constantly repair your shit. Ah. Does this one have a hole too? Oh my god, this gun has a hole all the way through it as well. Dude, that's awesome. It seems like all of the freaking asteroids here have holes in them. There's a little bit of ice here. We'll go map it out. I have to make sure that whenever I go to an asteroid, even if it doesn't have anything useful, I should leave a GPS there. So at least that way in the future, if I do come back to a place, or if I'm searching around for maybe a place I haven't been to yet, I can say, oh, yeah, visited, you know, sort of thing. Nothing there that we need to care about. You know, don't have to come back to that asteroid. There's just nothing there. And, I mean, I probably want to... Jeez, there was a red flash. I don't know what it was. We might want to get back to base here. New confirmed position. This asteroid is just visited. And at some point in the future, I'll have to have a better sort of naming scheme of like, oh yeah, visited with small ore detector, visited with large ore detector, you know, like thoroughly searched, you know, just like briefly searched, so that way I can I can tell precisely how much stuff is out there and where it all is, because now I can see, oh yeah, what is that? That's my platinum spot. My base is over here, so that way I can know, oh yeah, I don't have to go over there again. I'm already done that section, sort of thing. But yeah. Alright, head back to base and do some of that excavation to set up that first little hangar. And here we have the beginnings of the base. It is bare bones so far, but if we pop into here and turn off the projector, you can see our nice and actually really flat walls that we've made by following that projector. Coming up here, we just need to do a little bit of hand drilling just to get a little bit extra space in order to place these corner blocks, you know, stuff like this, just to excavate that a little bit more. We've got some airtight hangar doors here, all ready to get built up and then close. And this sort of front here with this battery will get chopped off at the end, but whatever. For now, it is serving as the just the start of the base. But yeah, so I think what the plan is going to be is I even have enough space, I think. I could have that be hangar 1, and I can go back this way. Hangar 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of thing. And then the the tunnel sort of turns a little bit, but I can do at least 3 hangars side by side with no issues for 3 different ships. Then maybe 4. But we could also have it, alternatively, we could have multiple hangars so you could enter. Alternatively, we could have you enter here, and then this is a larger space inside that you would then turn and go into a separate hangar, you know, off the sides of this one, instead of just all the hangars are accessible here. It's just the different mentality of whether or not we're viewing this tunnel into the asteroid as part of the interior of the base, or if this here is the entrance of the base, or if that space out there at like the entrance to space is the entrance to the base. If you know what I mean? It's just a different way of looking at it. But yeah, I think there is some interesting layout that I can do in here. And if I pop into spectator camera, you can see that I have a fair amount of distance going back this way until I pop out. So there's a lot I can do there. Plus, there should be more than enough left and right and up and down for me to do at least, like, say, like 3 or 4 stories up, 3 or 4 stories down, and like 100 something meters to the back. So if I pop out to here and I'm basically following that projector straight back, I've got 250-ish meters. That's 100 blocks. So that is vastly more than enough. I can turn this baby back on and take a look at that again. So that is 50 meters. No, not 50 meters. 50 blocks, that is. And it only goes back to there. So we could easily say get 80 blocks, 75 blocks in here. Another half of that? Yeah, definitely. So you can definitely get 75 blocks back into the base here. And that isn't even going on to this side. This side has a bit more pockets and stuff, which make it a little bit harder to work with. But like 75, 80 meters back, maybe 20 something for the hangar bay, and then you know, 80-ish. No, wait, that'd be too much. Like 20 something for the hangar bay and 50-ish for the main base, and then like multiple layers of 50-ish by like, oh, this way I could easily, so if that's 50 blocks, there's easily 50 blocks that way and 50 blocks that way. So we could do like 100 blocks by 50 blocks ish, and we could have multiple stories of that. So this base is gonna be huge when it's done. It is going to be absolutely massive. I think we'll put in artificial gravity everywhere so that we can walk around like normal. If we have the, thankfully, what we can do is we'll have the projectors, which we can project into solid rock, and then we have the build and repair, which then can build on the projector inside of solid rock, so that we can, no matter what, enclose it with some amount of blocks, so it can be airtight. So we could have airtightness in this entire base. We could theoretically, if we wanted to, although it would be extremely difficult to do, we could theoretically create a giant box inside and put a airtight hangar door over the entrance here, and we could airtight the entire interior of the asteroid. Although that would be a little bit ridiculous. Just a bit. But yes, that is our plans, and I think this is good. I should do a lot of this off camera with just the mind-numbing digging. Alternatively, I could do a stream where I just do a diggy hole stream where I spend the entire stream just like doing the mundane stuff of digging on the base, and then like opening up areas, answering questions in chat and stuff like that, and then getting everything ready to where, oh, it's mining carriage again, to where then when I get back to the episodes, then I can say, all right, we made this space in the stream, and now we can design a refinery room or something along those lines. So you guys can let me know what you think would be the best way to do it. I'm just off the top of my head, I'm thinking we should have either like hangar bays at the beginning, then first in we'll have like a great big sort of atrium area where maybe the multiple stories, it is like a nice open huge room that's like multiple stories tall. Then we'll have an elevator that can take us up to like med bays and like personal rooms, and then we can go down a level or two, and it'd be like a level of like refineries and assemblers and a level of reactors, and everything will just be absolutely wonderful. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue digging because there's a lot of work to do, and you guys can let me know how you want to see this done. Either I could try to do it one of three ways. Just off camera, get it done, just show me the fun parts. I could do it with a montage. I could figure out how to do that. Or I could do it on stream and talk to you guys as I do it and say like, oh yeah, we're gonna dig this piece out, and yeah, talk about, you know, anything as I just, you know, sit here and mine with the sapper. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to do, and I will see you in the next episode. As always, thanks for watching, and good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.